quick show of numbers and chats. Who all is playing the Oblivion remaster right now? Who's been trying it? Who's been giving it a shot? Oh, yeah, Todd Candle. You're right, I should. Who's been playing it? I want to know because... Todd, where are you? There you are. Because we have a fun little update. Okay, I want to talk about this. Because the Oblivion remake obviously has connected with a lot of people. A lot of people are eating it up. It's a chance to enjoy a game they played when they were kids or teens or in their 30s or 40s. I don't know how old you are. I don't care. But a lot of people have been really enjoying it. It's been doing phenomenally well. Printing money, no doubt. And that's great. And Todd, may his details shine upon you, is very pleased by that as well, I think. However, it's gotten the gears turning. People are like, when are they going to do this with other games? I mean, there's a lot of questions with it. It's like, are they going to do an Unreal Engine wrapper around Elder Scrolls 6? Is that what they're going to do? Who knows? Oh yeah, say the thing. Yes, may Todd be with you, everyone. But people have also been wondering, are they going to do remaster remakes of like New Vegas? Are they going to do remaster remakes of Fallout 3? Well, have I got news for you, my friends. Have I got news for you. So going back, a year and a half, 2 years, there was the acquisition of Activision Blizzard, or at the time it was like an attempted thing. They were working on it back in like 2021, 2022. But there was all sorts of things that came out as a result of this, because there were what were called FTC hearings. And all that really means is that the Federal Trade Commission, whatever, they thought that this would be anti-competitive. Microsoft buying a $70 billion company will disrupt competition and make it unfair. So they evaluated it and ended up approving it, as did the EU regulators. Everything went through and was fine. A couple of concessions here and there, which were interesting. Like, for example, do you guys know who owns the rights to xCloud, like Game Pass streaming, the cloud streaming services in the UK? Or I think it's Europe, actually. It's Ubisoft, of all companies. One of the deals they had to make to get the deal through the door was giving Ubisoft the rights to all of that cloud streaming stuff, which is crazy, but that's just how it works. So that happened. But as part of this, there was also a good number of like presentations and slides shared during the FTC hearings as part of the arguments between lawyers to the regulators and back and forth. And these, by their very nature, have to be disclosed and can be released through FOIA requests and various other means. Some of them are just outright published without any problem, without anybody even asking. And that's what happened here. So you might recall these initial pictures from a year and a half ago showing the Xbox Series X refresh, where they were talking about wanting to reduce the power consumption, where they wanted to offer a new low power standby mode, better storage options, stuff like that. Faster Wi-Fi, going to Wi-Fi 7, probably, things like that. Updated controllers, precision haptic feedback, accelerometers, lift to wake, all sorts of stuff like that. They showed the pricing plans and what they were thinking of doing with all that. And these documents were kind of interesting. They gave timelines for roughly what they were expecting and all of that. It gives you an idea of how like long-term they have to plan this stuff. I mean, back in 2022, 2021, they are planning for stuff years and years and years down the road, because you have to. But one of the other things that came out during this was a timeline of title releases. And this goes all the way back into like 2020, okay? And you can see some of these title releases that were listed on this. So bear in mind, this is an official release schedule. This is an official thing from Xbox, from ZeniMax. Like, this is not a leak. This is, or this isn't like a rumor or speculation. This is an actual verified piece of content from inside the company, okay? Because it was filed with the FTC. Like, this is real. And in this, there's some interesting little tidbits. So fiscal year 2020, or ending 2020, Doom Eternal, Fallout Wastelanders, Deathloop, Elder Scrolls Online, free-to-play mobile, Fallout Shelter Online, Project Whirlwind. This is interesting. They thought Starfield was coming fiscal year 2021, 2 years earlier, which I've gone through this a bajillion times before. What's funny is Todd Howard said that they didn't find the fun in Starfield until 2021, which is really funny because that's when it was supposed to originally launch. So even at this time, when this slide was created, by Todd's own statement, Starfield wasn't fun yet. but they were still expecting to release it in 2021, which is just funny. But Elder Scrolls Online expansion, Redfall, Ghostwire Tokyo, Doom Eternal DLC, Project Hibiki, Fallout Worlds for Fallout 76, all sorts of different stuff. I'm not sure what Project Ubu or Wanderer were. If anybody in chat knows, please say. I'm not sure. And then we go down a little further. Indiana Jones game was expected fiscal year 2022. That also is about 2 years early. Now, granted, COVID delayed a lot of stuff. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it obviously did. But I don't think anybody expected it to delay it by like 2 full years. Like, that's crazy. That's insane. But it goes on. Oblivion Remaster. This is where the leaks started. This slide right here. This moment right here, okay? This is how we knew about it. And of course, it would come 2.5 years later than they thought it would. But this is where it started. Elder Scrolls Online expansion, Starfield DLC. So you can see they originally planned for the first DLC to come out a year after launch. So that did remain consistent. They did eventually launch the Shattered Space expansion a year after Starfield. It just, everything was shifted forward like 2 years. You know, it's just interesting how it all shifted. 3 planned titles for the free-to-play space, but they stopped giving specific names or anything like that. We go down a little bit further. Of course, after that, after the Oblivion Remaster, they expected fiscal year 2023 to have Doom Year Zero, which is coming again 2 years. You pretty much shift everything forward 2 years, and it's consistent, right? Because now it's looking 2025 for the next Doom. And DLC, Project Kestrel, Elder Scrolls Online expansion, Project Platinum. I don't know what Project Platinum is. Again, if anybody knows, please let me know. Project Kestrel was, did they say, was it in these? Ellen Luther, Green? No, they don't. So Kestrel might be the handheld. I think Kestrel is the handheld device, because they use this type of code name for their hardware offerings, but I'm not sure. It could be a game. It could be, like you guys are saying, like Ninja Gaiden, Perfect Dark or something. It could be something like that. Project Kestrel is ZeniMax, Elder Scrolls Online. Oh, okay. That could be it, yeah. So either way, they've got stuff that's coming here as well. But they continue on, and then fiscal year 2024, okay? This is interesting, because again, everything else, you shift it forward 2.5 years, and it's right. 2.5 years, and it ends up being consistent. What do they have, which would now be, if it's fiscal year 2024 on this, if you shift it forward 2 years, it would be fiscal year 2026. What did they have planned for what would be next year? Elder Scrolls 6, an expansion for Project Kestrel. So it is a game. So the expansion for the ZeniMax game. Licensed IP game. I don't know, is that Blade, maybe? Fallout 3 Remaster. Elder Scrolls Online. Ghostwire Tokyo sequel. Not sure if we'll get that. Dishonored 3 and Doom Year Zero DLC. So if this is true, if these have not been canceled, which I don't think they expect these to have been canceled, and you shift everything forward 2 years to keep the timelines consistent, this would suggest that we get probably that ZeniMax game this year at some point. That's going to be one of the big things Xbox reveals. And then next year, potentially a Fallout 3 remaster, similar to what we just got with Oblivion, which would be insane. And even the Elder Scrolls 6. Now, I'm going to be real. What is the over-under that Elder Scrolls 6 actually comes out next year? That seems crazy to me. Now, granted, it's been almost 7 years since they revealed it. That's so stupid. It's been almost 7 years. It'll be 7 years in June. How insane is that? 7 years. So they should be close. 7 years is a while. You would think that they'd be there. I just want to make sure, because that seems so insane to me. The Elder Scrolls 6 trailer. 6 years ago. June 10th, 2018. So June 10th of 2025 will be 7 years since this was revealed. 7. There are kids that were born the day that this dropped who are now in elementary school. It would be surprising if they dropped it next year. It'd be surprising. But according to their own internal timelines, it should be done. They originally, pre-COVID, thought that Elder Scrolls 6, they thought this would have been out for a year at this point. That's insane. But that tells you what they thought they needed in terms of time and scope and scale and that type of thing. Now, I think theoretically, they should be able to put Elder Scrolls 6 together faster than they put Starfield together. And that's mainly because of tools. So like Starfield included an engine overhaul to make it work with the procedural tech and stuff. They're using the Creation Engine 2 in order to build Elder Scrolls 6. So it almost certainly is going to be faster for them to put it together. So if Starfield took they finished Fallout 76 2018, it takes like 5 years to make Starfield. Then in that case, you say you shave off a year, that still puts it like 2027. So, some of those timelines, some games were pushed back 2 years, some others were like 2.5 years. It's possible that this pushes into like early 2027. And at that point, they're like, just spend an extra 6 months. We'll put it out holiday of 27. That to me seems way more likely, personally. I mean, I would guess 2027 seems like a reasonable number. 4 full years after Starfield, they've been able to focus on the expansions and do that type of thing, but we'll see. We'll see. I do think, right now, strike while the iron is hot. A lot of interest in Elder Scrolls. They could realistically do like a trailer drop or something this year at Summer Games Fest or the Xbox Showcase or whatever. They could do that. It's possible. I don't think they do, because I think the Oblivion remaster shows the new marketing ploy for Bethesda. I think that they, and Todd said this before, he said, even in the wake of Fallout 4, because remember, they revealed that in June of 2015 and they released in November, and that was considered shocking to like pump the game out that fast. But I think that they want to go even faster on the turnaround. I think they want to strike while the iron's hot. They want to get people really hyped and release very soon after. So I think when they are ready to show it and ready to release Elder Scrolls 6, they probably reveal it like next summer, if they're going to release in the winter or fall of 26. But most likely, if I were a betting man, I would guess like probably summer of 27, release fall, winter of 27. But this, again, the other big piece of this is the Fallout 3 remaster, which we found out at the same time as the Oblivion remaster, and they only expected that to come out a year after. And there's been other rumors and leaks suggesting that is much further along than people say. There was a report maybe late last year, where basically they alleged that the Fallout 3 remaster was much further along than people expected, and they were basically just sitting on it waiting for the right time, which implies that they were waiting for a sort of dual release with the show. Now, I think it's really, really stupid and funny at the same time that if you watched, spoilers for the last shot in the Fallout show for season 1, spoilers be aware, the last shot of the show is the guy overlooking New Vegas. Okay, end of spoilers. But clearly, they're going to go there. To release a Fallout 3 remaster at the same time that you're going to New Vegas just feels like the most Bethesda thing ever. It's like, yeah, I know, like, Fallout 3 is better, though, so here you go. It would just be funny. Instead of doing a Fallout New Vegas remaster, you drop Fallout 3 remastered at the same time. So maybe they sit on it until season 3 when they go to Washington. I don't know.
Hey, Luke.
Thank you,
Shut up. I didn't ask to be attacked like this. Ooh, there are kids in elementary school when this came out.
Yes.
Go work out and forget how lungs work or whatever.
Yeah, I can't breathe when I run. It's true. Caleb reminds me. Yeah, it's true. I'm going to keep reminding you. We're old now. We're old. There are kids that were born the day they revealed Elder Scrolls 6 that are now in elementary school. That's how long it's been since they revealed the trailer. Okay? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Josh, I got him, honestly. Can't argue with that. Boom, roasted. You got me. But yeah, it's crazy how long it's been. So yeah, the Fallout 3 remaster should be coming soon-ish, and I don't think it's likely canceled. What's interesting to me is that there is no mention of anything Fallout New Vegas related. So there's been speculation that maybe Obsidian has been given the opportunity to remake New Vegas or to relaunch it, but there's no rumors or leaks or anything supporting that. It's just speculation and rumors. I guess there are rumors, but there's no leaks. It's just speculation, which is too bad because I think that is such an obvious money-making thing. You remake New Vegas, you fix some of the like game-breaking bugs, but you leave a lot of the other clunk in there, and you just do a Oblivion remaster style release that will print money. It's so obvious. Like, just do it. It's the same thing. Like, the fact it's taken them this long to get around to doing a Black Flag remake is insane. It's like some of these projects just print money. We tease like Naughty Dog for releasing The Last of Us 16 times. Like the joke I saw is, name the last 5 games made by Naughty Dog. The Last of Us. Okay, you got it. And for a while, it was name the last 3 games from Bethesda Game Studios. Skyrim. Okay, you got me. and like, but the reason that we make fun of them is because they did it a ton. But the reason they did it a ton is because we kept buying it, because we liked to play Skyrim again and again and again. We like to play, all these games re-released because it was an awesome opportunity to revisit something we loved. But, remasters and remakes are awesome. They're a great way of modernizing a game that isn't that playable anymore to modern audiences. It's when you overdo it that people get frustrated. But I think it's likely that they do have the Fallout 3 remaster geared up and ready to go. It's just a matter of timing. Now, if they go to Washington in season 3 of the show, that makes a lot more sense. That makes a lot of sense to have the Fallout 3 remaster launch alongside that. That puts it probably more like 2027, which is unfortunate, but that's just how it is. Maybe late 26. I don't know what their timelines are like for the show. But whenever season 3 would drop, assuming they get renewed, but whatever. I would be really surprised if they have nothing to launch alongside season 2 of the show. Because they didn't have anything except like an update to Fallout 76 with season 1. And I think they regretted that. They left a lot of money on the table by not having something. So I think if they could find some way of monetizing that, I think that would be just easy money. Easy money, baby. So we'll see. But all this to say, Elder Scrolls 6, Fallout 3 Remaster should be closer than you probably think. If we look at the leaks and the timelines and how things shifted for other games, it would suggest Elder Scrolls 6 might come as early as next fall. Personally, I don't think we'll get next fall, but it's possible. So make of that what you will. And then the Fallout Remaster could be coming at any point, pretty much from next spring onward. So it's also coming. Buckle up. Drop Skyrim Remaster a month before Elder Scrolls 6 and get people hyped. I don't know if a Fallout or if a Skyrim Remaster gets people that hyped, but maybe if it's on the same level as the Unreal Engine overhauls, maybe that does it. It's possible. But I think that the danger with it is that inevitably you're going to have people comparing the two. If they drop a Skyrim remaster that's got an Unreal Engine coat of paint on it and it looks graphically better, especially in like screenshots and trailers, than Elder Scrolls 6 does graphically, it's going to get memed into Oblivion. Forgive the pun. But that's why it might be a good idea to have a little space, just a little space. Because like Elder Scrolls 6 could be an amazing game, but I do think if it graphically isn't on par with the remakes or remasters, that is a problem that they just don't want to deal with.